Bayern beaten on the field and then beating each other up off the field. Sadio Mane reportedly punching Leroy Sane in the dressing room after the match. They don't call it FC Hollywood for nothing. Frank LeBeouf, Stewart, Robson back with us. Craig, I'll start with you. Well, this is a real mess for Thomas Tuchel, ain't it? More than he bargained for.
Well, the result's a mess. But he's got to sort the dressing room out, hasn't he? I mean, players bicker. I mean, look, at the end of the day, you know, he's not the first player that's, if it's happened, I don't know if it's happened, but allegedly, but he's not the first player that's had a slap in the dressing room. He won't be the last. So, you know, things happen, particularly after an embarrassing defeat, and it was. So that's management, isn't it? That's about managing players. So, you know, I wouldn't imagine everybody walked in the dressing room and went, hey, well, hey, it's no problem, hey. Yeah. So, you know, people are looking at each other, you know, the blame game. So I don't know what's going on, but, you know, Tuchel, I'm sure he'll figure it out.
A sign of problem or a sign of life? What do you think?
Well, that's philosophical and deep. Well, it's not a good thing.
Okay.
Right? And certainly when your manager has said following the game, I believe the quote was that he fell in love with his team.
Yes. That was a lot of fun. Fell in love with my team.
Well, apparently the team is not in love with each other. Look, I look at Bayern Munich as a team that right now is kind of hoping that they're able to close out Bundesliga, which is not a guarantee. You have the pressures of a new manager who came in at a very critical part of the season with the mandate of delivering Bundesliga, but certainly there was conversation about Pokal, which that's out of the question. And then, of course, Champions League, which now seems very much uphill. And then you have the frustrations of players who are not quite getting the playing time that they think they deserve or that they thought they would have coming into this team. In the case of, say, for example, Sadio Mane. When you have a guy like Leroy Sane in your team, and body language has been a subject of conversation in Bundesliga over the last couple of weeks surrounding Jude Bellingham. If you want to look at body language that can be annoying as a teammate, you look at Leroy Sane. I'm sure that Sadio Mane has been frustrated because he's not playing, because of the injuries, whatever the case may be. They got in a back and forth in the match yesterday. This is not something that happens just because of one thing and one incident. This is something that I assume has been building up, that has been simmering and marinating, and then it just blew up. How you handle this from here on out may just determine what level of success you actually get this season. But that, indeed, is the job of a manager. I don't think Thomas Tuchel, when he took the job, thought one of the things that he had to do was sort out the locker room and then we go play. Well, yes. It seems that this locker room is not as united as one may have thought.
Maybe we picked it up wrong yesterday doing the show. Maybe it was the fight that he fell in love, the alleged fight that he fell in love with. It certainly wasn't the performance.
Robbo, it's not been a good season for Sadio Mane, but this is now to another level, his frustration at Bayern.
Well, I can understand why you'd get frustrated with Leroy Sane. I think he frustrates everybody. One minute he looks a great player and he's running at full pelt. The next minute he loses the ball and gives up on it too easily. So it says something about him, Sane, but it also says a lot about, at the moment, the way Sadio Mane is playing, and he's not happy with himself. I saw him come on against Dortmund, and he came on for the last 20 minutes. He could not do a thing right, and the one thing he has always had is pace. And he went for a couple of runs in behind the Dortmund centre-halves, and the Dortmund centre-halves caught him up and beat him to the ball. And he looked like a player that was unhappy, that was rusty, that wasn't fully fit. And when you're in that sort of mood, you're always going to get the hump with somebody else at times. He's got the hump with himself. He's got the hump with Sane. It says more about Sane than it does. It says more about Sane, Mane than it does about Sane. Yeah.
Too many Manes and Sanes.
Yeah, it's Manes and Sanes, yeah.
Mane wasn't the only one that had a bad day at the office for Bayern Munich. Dio Upamecano.
Yeah, but the trouble is nobody's punching him.
Well,
he's a big unit.
Well, the press is punching him a little bit.
Okay.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.